Thank you, Peter. Hi, everybody. I'm Doris Chen. I'm a developer evangelist at Microsoft. So probably many of you know Build Conference is this week. It should be done like officially a couple of hours ago. It's in Seattle. And it's a 3 days event. Any of you actually dialed in to listen to the keynotes, demo, those things? Okay, good, cool. All right, so for the next 2 minutes, I just want to be very short and brief, talk about what's relevant to you as web developers, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is a progressive web app. Brian did a very good intro already in the first talk. So it's for us, it's more like a progressive web sites plus, meaning adding more native user experience, right? So for PWA kind of app, you probably look at network independent, should support offline, right? It should look like a native app, native-ish, right? And it should be fresh. Even though you close the tab, close the browser, the content should be still updated, right? And then perhaps most important thing is it should be installable. You should be able to install that, right? So this is a pretty common question. People ask me a lot. Is Microsoft Edge is going to support progressive web app? The answer is yes. So the first API will actually, it's already in development. It's a web app manifest. It's there. And then follow up with service worker and the cache API for the offline support, as well as for the push notification, so that, if you look at a web app between a native app, what's missing, right? Obviously, installable. You have to be able to install, to engage, to get a real-time notification, to take care of the offline. So with the service worker, push API, cache API, we should be able to achieve that, right? So that sounds really good, isn't it? Great. All right, so now it's in development, and very soon it should get into what we call technical preview stage. So I should be able to let you guys know when will be the time frame. But if you look into the status for Edge, you could actually see if the API is supported or not. So the other thing is, obviously, it doesn't matter what platform you're running, iOS, Android, Windows. If you want to do any test on Edge, you could always use virtual machine, right, to do that. Now, perhaps you would like this better. So Microsoft is working with Browser Stack. So how many of you know Browser Stack? Yeah, very cool. So it's working with Browser Stack. So now you could actually testing Microsoft Edge on Browser Stack, for free. All right, isn't that cool? So you don't have to worry about a virtual machine, install anything. You could just do everything in the Browser Stack in your browser. Right? So that's really cool. So, and it's free. That's an important thing. So you could get a free testing. So last but not least is there are so many different content, different sessions from the Build Conference. And often I get a lot of questions, say, where could you see those things? So I listed some of the sessions which is relevant to web developers. Of course, not to mention there's a lot of sessions on bots, cognitive service, machine learning, mixed reality, HoloLens, right? Feel free to do that. So basically, if you go to, how many of you heard about Channel 9? This is a Microsoft video training sort of like a site. If you just search Channel 9 Microsoft, you will get into that. So all the build sessions, I think they're already available now. I checked a couple of sessions there. For example, if you want to learn more progressive web apps, there's a session just to talk about that. And if you want to know in general what's new about Edge, you could look for this session, the second one. And we also have a very cool demo-oriented sort of session for Developer's Guide to the Galaxy. And for those people interested to learning more about web VR, related topic, we actually have a web VR session which is recorded. It should be available now. And there is, if you're interested about a web payment request API, the session is for you. And then if you're interested in the JavaScript engine for the Microsoft Edge, it's called Chakra. And there's a lot of new update in this session, what's new in Chakra. So just go to Channel 9 and you will find all the sessions. All right. Thank you very much.